Hello, everybody. I just passed. I just crossed the border. So, Oregon, I'm in you. I'm in a loss for words, really. It was a year ago today that I left Oregon, and so a year to the day I've returned, and I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, but I hope it's a better and brighter future. I took a couple pictures while I was driving, so I don't know how well they came out, but let me see if I can. I don't know if you can see anything. Okay. Up above this tree line, if you can see it out over there, I don't know if you saw that or not, but those are part of the Blue Mountains, and that's the target area. That's that part that I've been mostly concerned about. Portland is 374 miles, so factor in it's still a good long while. It's still a good 4.5-5 hours at least. It's 325, so yeah, at least a good 5 hours still, I think. But so, a little fun fact about the Blue Mountains is that this route that I'm on right now, this is the Oregon Trail, right? So, in the settlers, when they came out this way, and when they came out of present-day Boise and they were looking forward, they crossed over the river, which I believe is the Snake. I think you cross the Snake River a few times while driving through Idaho. But I believe it was the Snake River that they crossed. And when they crossed, they looked off into the horizon. They saw this mountain range, right? They saw this beautiful mountain range that had like a blue hue to it, right? And I'm crossing the Malheur River right now, but I'm in Oregon. So when I crossed over from Idaho, it was, I believe it was the Snake. So, at any rate, when they were going through this area and they looked up at the mountains, it had a blue tint to it. And so they just, they named it the Blue Mountains. Where Cabbage Hill gets its name from, I have no idea. I just know that it's kind of a treacherous piece of highway there. You definitely don't want to screw around. The other day when I was looking at ODOT, I was specifically checking for that section of I-84, and it had it listed as being shut down. That's why I was concerned, and why I was trying to look for alternate routes and the like. So, but from everything that I have gathered and what I'm seeing, I'm not really seeing any clouds that are dark or gray that may be full of precipitation. There are some low-lying clouds for sure, but I think the guy at the restaurant, he would know, he lives in this area, but I think he was right in the sense that as long as I get through it during, the midday like it is now, I should be fine. And I think I'm going to be fine because my confidence is high. Just look at it, what I'm looking at here. I'm seeing some low-lying white clouds, but I'm seeing blue skies right above it. So I'm not seeing anything in the way of precipitation to be concerned about. Again, filled with mixed emotions because I'm home, right? I'm still several hours out, but you know, this is my home state. For good or bad, you know, politically I'm not aligned with this state at all, but this is my home. This is my this is where I grew up, and this is where I want to carve out my life, and you know, and going forward, this is where I try to be a better, more positive person. Okay, LeGrand is 110 miles. Okay, that's important to know because the Blue Mountain Summit that I need to go through is beyond that. So I have, you know, just about an hour and a half before I get to the Blue Mountain Summit at present speed, hour and a half-ish. And then getting over the blues, like, so it took forever last year because we were down to 25 miles an hour, right? And it seemed like it took me, it seemed like it took forever, but I think it was a good hour or so, which seemed like it was 3 hours. It seemed like it was 3 or 4 hours, but it really wasn't that long. It was, you know, maybe an hour or hour and a half at best. So if the conditions are clear, I mean, I could be up and over the Blue Mountains in relative short order, and then be on my way. And it's, I mean, like I said, as soon as I get to Pendleton, as soon as I can get to Pendleton, and it's smooth sailing from there, because that's all I-84 following the gorge, right? It's following the Columbia River. It's you're pretty much not really going through mountain ranges hardly. I mean, there's some high spots there, but I mean, for the most part, you are by Pendleton. You're basically following the Columbia River, and that's the Columbia River Gorge. Which, again, I've said this before in another video. The Columbia River Gorge is my favorite place to drive because it is the most absolute, breathtaking, beautiful scenery. I think. I mean, I think that's the most beautiful scenery to drive ever. I tell everybody to go check out the Columbia River Gorge, you know, and see for themselves. And you know, they may have a different take on it. I don't know, but I mean, for me, it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite place to drive. And, you know, when I want to take in the scenery and just want to be in awe of God's country. So it is so good to be home. And I'm getting a little emotional here, but sorry, but it's good to be home. And I hate the fact that I had to leave, but at the time I felt it was necessary for my own, you know, mental well-being. But it wasn't for naught, right? Because, like, clearly this past year has prepared something in me that I'm going to be dealing with in the future. And that future, I don't know what that is. It has certainly humbled me. And I always thought I was a pretty fairly decently humble person, but this past year has really humbled me. It's really put things into perspective for me. After having been around certain stimuli that wasn't all that positive for me, I should say, it has definitely made me reevaluate how I relate to others. You know, one of the things that kind of made me come out here was that my mother told me that I was such a toxic person that nobody wanted to be around me, and that hurt to the bone. And I basically said, fine, gone. See you, bye. I'm never coming back again. Well, here I am a year later coming back not because, I'm tucking tail between my legs and I'm returning home because I failed over there. I didn't fail in Kentucky. I think I found what I was looking for, and now I think I can return home and rededicate my life to doing what I should have been doing all along, and that was to be the best positive person I can be. And in a way, it took Kentucky to teach me that. I really feel like Kentucky taught me that. I had a lot of good friends back home. I had a lot of good friends back home that I left behind, but I had a new set of friends, dare I say family, that I left back in Kentucky. So quite a few of them we have contact info, so we've stayed in touch, or we will stay in touch. But yeah, this is Oregon. I'm home. So once again, thank you everybody. Thank you. And do take care of yourselves and each other. That was the moniker I went by on the trek to Kentucky, and it seems like I've returned to that. So do take care of yourselves and each other. Happy trails. And there will be another subsequent video or videos, I'm not sure yet, but definitely there will be a conclusion video. And better go get the popcorn, because I have a sneaking suspicion that one's going to be a long one. There's that. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Happy trails. Bye.